It's 2 a.m. You're deep in an old project. You find a function called process with parameters data and flag. No hints, no comments, just vibes. What's data? A list? A dict? Some cursed JSON from 2019? You don't know. And past you didn't leave a note. Today we fix that forever. Two tools, 5 minutes each time you write a function, massive payoff down the line. First up, type hints. Think of type hints like labels on a moving box. You could tape it shut and hope for the best. Or you could write kitchen fragile on the side. Type hints are that label for your data. But here's the twist nobody tells you at first. Python does not enforce this. Annotate a function to expect a float, hand it a string instead. Python shrugs and runs it anyway. Type hints aren't bouncers. They are a sign that certain tools know how to read. See the given example to find surface area of cube. That colon float says the edge length variable wants a float. That arrow str says this function hands back a string. One glance, zero guessing. Now scale it up. A function juggling a list of employees and a dictionary of overrides. Here, the signature explains itself. Nobody has to open the function body to reverse engineer what's inside. Need a value that's either an int or nothing at all. That little pipe operator is doing a lot of heavy lifting and it reads beautifully. Signatures getting repetitive. Type aliases save you. Type vector equals list of float. Now every function using it just says vector instead of a wall of brackets. Same meaning, way easier to read. Type hints describe the shape of your data, but shape isn't the same as meaning. That's where the second tool comes in, docstrings. If a type hint is the label on the box, a docstring is the sticky note taped inside, explaining why the box exists in the first place. Rule 1. Wrap it in triple double quotes. Rule 2. Write it as a command. Return the path name, not returns the path name. Here's the part almost everyone gets wrong. A docstring should not just repeat what the signature already tells you. Watch this example. Takes real and image, both floats, and returns a complex number which is not a useful docstring. You already knew the info from the signature. Here's the version that actually earns its place. Form a complex number. Real part. Imagine the imaginary part. Now you know what those parameters mean, not just their names. That is the information the code alone could never give you. Put both tools together and a function stops being a black box. See the apply discount function with a docstring explaining args and returns. Type hints are for the machines. Docstrings are for the humans. No archaeology required. 5 minutes now? Hours saved later. Whether it's future you, a teammate, or an AI agent reading your code, do them a favor. If this helped you, hit like, do subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.